Hello class 8 students, welcome everyone. So in this video we are going to discuss about friction, a necessary evil. Okay, so in this section we'll discuss about the frictional force which plays a very important role in our daily life, and in some cases friction is useful to us, and in other cases friction may be harmful to us. Okay, and thus we will have to reduce it. So let's discuss some of the advantages and disadvantages of friction in detail one by one. Right, we'll take the advantages first of all. Okay, so first of all, friction enables us to pick up and hold the things in our hand. Okay, the first advantage is what? Friction enables us to pick up and hold the things in our hands. As for example, say the book, the copies, the notebooks, we are able to pick up these things and hold it in our hands. How? Due to the force of friction between the book and our hands. Okay, it is due to the force of friction between the book and our hands we are able to pick up the book and hold it in our hands. Okay, similarly there is an example given in your book, that is recall now some of your experiences. Is it easier to hold a kulhar or earthen pot or a glass tumbler? Which one is easier for you to hold it, or which one is easier for us to hold it? Okay, it is easier to hold a kulhar or earthen pot or a glass tumbler. Which one? It is easier to hold a kulhar, right? It is easier to hold a kulhar in our hand than a glass tumbler. Why? This is because it is easier to hold this kulhar. Okay, because due to the rough surface of the kulhar has what? Rough surfaces. Earthen pot has what? Rough surfaces. Okay, and the glass tumbler has what? Smooth surfaces. So it is easier to hold a kulhar in our hand than a glass tumbler due to the rough surface of the kulhar. Due to the rough surface of the kulhar, the friction between the kulhar and our hand is much more, which makes it easier to hold it. Okay, and on the other hand, due to the smooth surface of the glass tumbler, the friction between the glass tumbler and hand is much less, which makes it difficult to hold it. Okay, clear? Next one, suppose the outer surface of the tumbler is greasy or has a film of cooking oil on it, would it become easier or more difficult to hold it? Okay, if the outer surface of the tumbler, if the outer surface of the tumbler is greasy, or it has a film of, or it has a layer of cooking oil on it, it will become easier or more difficult to hold it. Which one? See, first of all we can hold a glass tumbler in our hand because of the friction. Okay, we can hold anything in our hands because of the friction. Okay, and in this case we can hold the glass tumbler in our hand because of the friction between the glass tumbler and our hands. So if the outer surface of the glass tumbler is oily or say greasy, then it becomes more difficult to hold it. Why? Because of the presence of oil in it. Okay, it is because of the presence of a film of oil on the outer surface of the glass tumbler. It will reduce the friction between the glass tumbler and our hands. Okay, and thus it make the surface of the glass tumbler what? Smooth, slippery. So due to this less friction, there will be less friction. So due to less friction, the oily glass tumbler tends to slip from our hand and it becomes more difficult to hold it. Okay, so if there were no friction, it would not be possible to hold any objects. Okay, if there were no friction, it would not be possible to hold a book, a glass tumbler, a kulhar, or any other objects in our hands. Okay, it is due to the force of friction only we are able to hold it and we are able to pick it. We are able to pick up these things and we are able to hold up these things. Okay. Next paragraph you see, recall also how difficult it is to move on a wet muddy track or wet marble floor. Can you imagine being able to walk at all if there were no friction? The second advantage. Okay, the second advantage of friction is what? Friction enables us to walk without slipping. Okay, friction enables us to walk without slipping. Okay, so walking on the slippery ground, walking on a slippery ground, like say the wet muddy track or say wet marble floor, okay, it becomes very difficult to walk on these surfaces or to walk on these ground, because frictional force on slippery ground is much less, which may not be able to, or which may not be sufficient to prevent us from slipping. It is difficult to walk on these slippery ground, okay, because the friction on these smooth surfaces, okay, the wet muddy track, the wet marble floor, these all have what, smooth surfaces. So the friction on these smooth surfaces is very small, which cannot prevent us from slipping when we are walking on these surfaces, okay. So it becomes difficult for us to walk on these surfaces or to walk on this ground. So simply it is due to the friction only, it is due to the force of friction only that we are able to walk on any of the surfaces, okay. So no one can imagine to walk on the surfaces without friction. It is due to the friction only, it is due to the frictional force between the ground and the foot of the surfaces of the foot of our foot, that produces friction, and we are able to walk on this ground or on these surfaces. Similarly, friction enables us to write and draw on paper. We are able to write and make drawings on the paper because there is frictional force between the tip of the pencil or pen and the paper, okay. You could not write with pen or pencil if there were no friction, okay. When your teacher is writing with chalk on the blackboard, its rough surface rubs off some chalk particles which stick to the blackboard, okay, and thus the teacher will able to write on the blackboard. So this is the third advantage, that friction enables us to write and draw on the paper, okay. So if there were no friction between the chalk and the board, we would not be able to write anything on the board. It is due to the friction between the chalk and the board only we are able to write it, okay. So if an object started moving, the next paragraph you see, if an object started moving, it would never stop if there were no friction, right. If there were no friction, no object could start or no object could stop, okay. Had there been no friction between the tires of the automobiles and the road, they could not be started or stopped or turned to change the direction of motion also, okay. If there were no friction, then we would not be able to start the automobiles, the vehicles, okay. We would not be able to stop the automobiles or vehicles, we would not be able to change the direction of the moving vehicle, okay. It is due to the friction only we are able to do these things, okay. It is due to the force of friction we are able to start the vehicles, we are able to stop the vehicles, we are able to change the direction of motion of the vehicles, okay. Also, friction enables us to fix, okay, the nails. Friction enables us to fix the nails on the wall or on the wood, okay. You could not fix a nail in the wall or tie a knot if there were no friction. It is due to the friction only that we are able to fix the nails in a wall, okay. Without friction, no building would be constructed, okay. So fourth advantage is what? Nails can be fixed in a wall or wood due to the friction. Clear? Next paragraph you see, on the other hand, friction is an evil also. These are some of the disadvantages which we are going to discuss now. Friction is an evil. How? Some of the disadvantages of friction that we are discussing now. It wears out the materials, whether they are screws, ball bearings or soles of shoes, okay. Let's consider the case of the soles of our shoes. Friction wears away the soles of our shoes. Suppose when we walk on the road, there is friction between the soles of our shoes and the surface of the road, right? So when the soles of our shoes rub against the rough surface of the road, then tiny pieces of the soles keeps on breaking off, okay, due to which the soles of our shoes wear out gradually, right? The wear and tear of the soles of our shoes ultimately causes holes in the soles, and the shoes get damaged and it becomes unfit to wear, okay. Next, friction can also produce heat. Friction can also produce heat. So let's take the example of this. Vigorously rub your palms together for a few minutes, right? If we rub our palms together for a few minutes, some heat will be produced, right? We'll feel the heat on our hands. So similarly, when we rub a matchstick against the rough side of the matchbox, then the friction between the head of the matchstick and the rough side of matchbox produces heat, okay. So this burning of matchstick also would not be possible without friction. It is due to the friction between the rough surface of the matchbox and the matchstick head that it will produce friction, okay, and it will produce what? Heat, okay, and ultimately it catches what? Fire. So when you strike a matchstick against the rough surface, it catches fire. Clear? Also the friction wears out steps of staircases in the buildings and foot over bridges. Suppose you have seen this thing that when a lot of people use the staircase in a building every day, the friction between the soles of their shoes and the steps wears away hard, okay. So then the steps of foot over the bridges at railway stations or any other crowded place wear out due to the friction caused by the shoes of extremely large number of people who use these bridges all the time. Clear? You might have observed that the jar of a mixer becomes hot when it is run for a few minutes, okay. So this mixer grinder, the mixer, it also runs, right? So there is a friction involved in it, so it is due to the friction only heat will be produced, okay. Now the next disadvantage is that friction produces heat which may damage the machines, okay. If we rub our hands together quickly for a few seconds, we'll feel warm, right? We have discussed this. So this is because of the friction between the hands produces heat, okay, which makes them feel warm, which makes us feel warm, okay. So similarly, when we operate a mixer and a grinder for a few minutes, its jar becomes hot, so again heat is produced by friction. So when the moving parts of a machine rub together, a lot of heat is produced due to friction between them. So this heat may damage the machine gradually, okay. So what is written in the book, you see, in fact, when a machine is operated, the last paragraph, heat generated causes much wastage of energy, okay. Now in the next section we'll discuss about ways of minimizing friction, okay. So we'll discuss this, increasing and reducing the friction, in the next video, okay. Till here you have understood everything, the advantages and disadvantages of the friction, okay. That's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.